I wanted to make a video because it looks like GJ is doing something interesting. But first, let's take a look-see at gold. First of all, let's go on the weekly and again with the higher lows, the fresh higher lows that have liquidity to also, go off of and make confluence, right? You had this level thing, it created support, you know, higher highs is your target or negative 27% anyways. So that was I ended up exiting like here, which is great. The next fib would be, well, if you can catch it, whenever it starts to make resistance, we can pull out a fib and watch for the turnaround again. But on GJ now, so I cleared off the whole chart. Let's start on the weekly because it makes sense. I want to first mark off my levels of liquidity so that I know where I am in the markets and that I don't get lost on the smaller time frames. And the next one that is relevant is here because we're in an uptrend, and so these levels matter more than anything else. Okay, that seems solid. Now the daily time frame, we see that it's bullish. The structure is higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And you can see all that on the weekly time frames, probably with higher lows being maintained. Exactly, higher lows maintained, higher lows maintained. So we go on the 4-hour now, and she's looking kind of bearish. I'm not going to lie to you, because I can put this support level right here and say, okay, cool, we're 100% bullish because it went bearish bullish and not bearish bearish. But then I look over here and I see something. So even though this candle is weak, it's still a bearish candle. If it was a little bit stronger, I would have way more confidence in the fact that, okay, maybe this is going to continue to go bearish for a while. Well, no, that's definitely a second bearish candle. Let's see what this was. This might even qualify as 1, 2. If you take out this doji and just put this 1, 2. Yeah. So with that being said, I don't want to ignore what's going on right now because the majority of my losses come from me either not realizing where we are on the higher time frames, and I'm like buying into weekly liquidity or selling into weekly support, or I'm not going with the current flow of the 4-hour time frame. So I think I'm gonna exit my GBPJPYs because it looks like, I mean, even on the daily time frame, what this is a lower high, right? And where we are on the weekly is resistance. So it would make sense, or it could definitely continue bearish. So, but am I gonna trade with it? Let's see. It depends. It depends. It depends. If it's very, very obvious, like there's really good confluence here. I'm not even gonna lie, because we're also at the weekly level. You know what I mean? But let's see. It depends. Okay, so I can take sells if I know if the clarity of I think for my strategy, the way I like to trade it, I would have to wait until it goes back into bullish flow. But at the same time, if price is really gonna break below, the next level to go to on the weekly is right all the way down there. Or right here, because I'm looking right here. So just something to think about. I'm gonna go ahead and exit my buys because it looks like we are having more and more bearish momentum. But if in an hour and 21 minutes this candle is bearish, oh yeah, I would exit for sure and start thinking about sells, because even the lower high on the daily time frame is She's giving secrets. UJ is consolidating. It's moving sideways at a level of weekly resistance. So there's a possibility that it's gonna, go ahead and look for some buyers somewhere lower. And the next level of support that would make sense is you have the negative 23.6, negative, no, the 23.6%, not negative anything. With this weekly level of confluence right here, surprise could potentially come off that, or it's gonna maybe take a little bouncy bounce, or just break straight through all the way, come down to this next weekly level, and then we can find breaks of resistance to continue going back up. And if GJ and UJ want to hold hands and be gay together, then it would make sense. It looks like UJ's about to fall. Let's see the 4 hour on her. Yeah, I think the next hour or two is gonna tell us a lot about what's about to happen with these pairs. Because honestly, when did this break bearish? So we have this original break, bearish after the support. And then it kind of goes back bullish for a second, but then we have the second support. Yeah, watch how the next 2 hour candles close. That could be significant. We don't have any news until tomorrow. It's CPI, I believe. At 8:30. So that'll fling in a whole bunch of volume in the markets. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a cute time. Cute times.